Hey guys, welcome back to a new episode of Here the RC, and I'm trying out a new little angle. I'm trying to get me and the truck in the same shot. So yeah guys, this is a review video of the Traxxas UDR. I've made a few notes here that I want to cover and whatnot, and we'll go from there, and I want to hear your guys' thoughts on it. These are just my personal opinions and whatnot, so you can do as you please, but I'm just letting you know my experience. So here we go. We'll start off with the positives, which is it looks realistic, guys. The suspension and everything is absolutely amazing on this thing. It just looks so nice, especially with slow motion shots and going slow over rubble and all that. It's amazing, absolutely love it. It's the best conditions for this particular model is loose gravel slash dirt. If you haven't seen my video already where I've took this round the track, I'll put a card for it here or there. It's in its elements, guys. It runs so well. I only broke one thing that day, no, two things, yeah, and I'll get into that later. And it was just brilliant, guys. So that's why this is where she's gonna go more or less all the time. Now I'm looking down because I'm looking at my notes on my iPad. So jump wise, I'd say that I'd recommend this only to do about between 2 and 4 foot jumps, because if it goes any higher you start braking. That's what I found when I started going higher than 4 foot. I'll try and find a video of where to do a jump. A 6 foot run up, and it jumped at least a 4 foot fence, and I was amazed with that because of the sheer power she put down. The running time on 500 milliamps, she runs for about 30 to 40 minutes. So yeah, can't beat her on that for run time. So now we're gonna get to the negatives. Now this is where like it starts going, because yeah guys, the rear drive shaft on this gets really hot. Now, to me, when it's something like that really hot, something's binding and it's not cooling down quick enough. So that is a potential problem, of which did happen one day. I have actually used the spare shaft that come with this to fix this thing, and at £26 a pop, you don't want them going that often. I mean, I think it was like its 6th or 10th run between there, and that's when the drive shaft failed. But I have been running this, guys, on 6S, so I've been proper putting the power down all the way. What else have we got? Flips, notorious for flipping, guys. In most conditions, like as I said before, the gravel conditions, you just turn it, she just drifts. If you've got the TSM on as well, it even helps you drift round. It's absolutely amazing. But in just grass and that, you've got to slow right down. She does not like turning at high speeds, and she doesn't really like turning at low speeds. As soon as that suspension goes down, if you want the suspension look, it's catch-22. But even with stiffer suspension settings, you're still not getting that like racy type of thing. But hey ho, that's it's you've either got the look wise, which is what I've personally gone for, or you can stiffen the springs and slow that down, but you're not gonna stop it altogether. Although I have seen a video from another channel, I think it's RC 24/7 Tanks and Trucks, and they put a new they split the diff in the back. So instead of having a straight solid diff axle, you had a differential in there, and apparently that cut the flip down time about 50%. Am I going to do that? No, because I'm not spending any more money on this truck. Yeah. As mentioned before, anything over 4 foot jumps, something's going to break, guys. Something in this is going to break. The actual first run of this thing, a shaft managed to come out of the C-joints of the front, and I haven't for the life of me, because nothing broke, but it managed to come out. So it must have hit that hard, it popped out. And yeah, which leads me to the next thing in regards to the front bit of the diff, the center front drive shaft, guys. That's an absolute pain in the ass. Everything in this shaft wise is metal except for this plastic center front drive shaft. For some reason Traxxas have put a plastic one in there. Now there's only two reasons why I can think they've done that. One, because it breaks, they make more money, because you can't get a metal upgrade, not from them anyway. I have upgraded to a metal one which is coming from China or whatever, yeah. Or two, they've purposely done that from an engineer's point of view, that's a weak point for something that won't, something more expensive wouldn't break, i.e. the front diff. But see, they've come out with this new thing with a planetary center differential. These along with the X-Max, I've got a center differential, but it's a planetary system. So instead of it bottoming out and then your tires ballooning in the front, it like sends a bit of the power to the front as well. So I'm thinking, is it plastic because you don't want the front diff to actually blow up on you? I don't know, but maintenance on these guys, I personally find it an absolute pain in the ass. Like, I'm having to wiggle the shaft through little bits of openings, because you can't physically take the whole thing off. Unless you take all that off, from what I've seen, you can't get to it. So yeah, the center drive shaft, that's number one that annoys me the most. Right, what else is broke on this? I'll just read them off now. Front sway bars, guys. I don't even know how that happened. It's literally a bar going from one end to the other. So it must have twisted so much torque went through it. It snapped, and that happened when I went on the racetrack. That was one of the breakages on that racetrack that day. And the second breakage was the bumper, which is to be expected, because this thing was landing pretty heavy on it. And fair play to it in that respect, that the bumper didn't totally smash off, it just broke one part off. So the trailing arms, guys, the plastic trailing arms on this is absolute bollocks. They just kept bending and bending, and then I'll fix it and then it bent somewhere else. I've now actually got some, as you can see there, aluminium trailing arms. So yeah guys, the trailing arms, replace them as well. Another little thing which you can't even see from here, but it's still annoying because I know it's there and it should be there, but now it's not there. Brake caliper somehow broke off. I don't know, guys. So what are the upgrades that I've done to this since I've had it, apart from fixing the little fucker, big fucker? From the very first video that you guys saw, I didn't even run it without with the stock servo on it. I put in a Savox, Savox 1256 metal servo. So even before I ran it, I upgraded the servo, which was £52. They're currently going for £52. The trailing arms cost me £30 plus. The centre drive shaft, which has now come, was £60. But I've went through three plastic ones already at over £6 a pop. I've got a metal skid plate underneath here as well. I'll put a card here for you guys to look at what I've done, because I've done a separate video of what the modifications I have done to this. And just for looks, metal disc brakes, like then that's just a cosmetic thing, and they do nothing. But yeah guys, so as you can see, I've invested a lot into this. And as you guys know, I was debating whether to go for the low seat or this, and in the end I went for this because of the spare parts. And I regret to say I should have got the low seat. This thing, guys, is just you can't bash it. You know, from what I've experienced, every time I take this out, something breaks. That being said, I love it as well. I won't get rid of it now because I found what she's good at, which is very loose gravel and dirt and whatnot. But for an all-round basher and everything else, bells and whistles, I should have gone for that Super Baja Ray. I would have saved myself a lot of money. Well, I would have initially saved myself £120 for the low seat anyway, minus all this stuff. With the taking off the disc brakes, I've invested an extra 138 quid on top of this as well, whereas I would have got all a metal body underneath with the Super Baja Ray. One thing that I was worried about, that rear diff at the back is very exposed to getting caught on loads of rocks and that. That was the one thing I wanted to cover. The rest I didn't really care about, but it comes as a kit, so you're gonna put it on. So now it weighs even more, it weighs heavier, and I've got like fiberglass reinforcements all around this thing now because of the amount of cracks that are in. But I've got to give it credit in regards to the body still staying in one piece. Yeah, it's done well in that respect. But yeah, guys, I'm overall I'm happy as it is now that I've invested the money into it. I haven't even actually ran it with the mods on yet, but I'm sure they'll help. But I'm just upset that I've got an e-Revo, I've bashed the hell out of it and she's laughing. I've only broke a drive shaft and a yoke on it, and I've had that for 4 years. The X-Max, I haven't even managed to break that except the shell. The shell's gonna break, and I've managed to repair that and it still fits on it, still works. That is an absolute beast. But from then on, we've brought out the e-Revo 2.0. I've watched nothing but breakages from the air because the A-arms are too wide, so there's too much what's the word I'm looking for here? Motion. There's too much motion because if you've got a longer arm moving up and down, you've got more motion, therefore more weight, so it's gonna break. New Rustler, the VXL 4x4 Rustler, the shocks are bending on them. The shocks are bending, and for the fucking life of me, Traxxas, please put aluminium shock caps as standard. We're paying out of our asses here. I love your cars, but this one simple thing which everyone knows you're prone for. That's why you do them as a hop up. I mean, for at least the brushless, have the aluminium shock caps as standard for the brushless, because it's a pointless shock otherwise, because you'll go out and break it straight away. So yeah, guys, I'm having a rant at Traxxas here because I was a very much Traxxas lover. I mean, I still am. I've invested thousands of pounds into these models, and yet I'm seeing now it's like the engineering side of it is just absolute shite. They just keep breaking. How can CML Distributions manage to sell a car with aluminium shock towers, aluminium threaded caps for, I don't know, at least a third of the price, but Traxxas can't even put aluminium shock caps on top of the shocks? Yeah, I'm having a moan, guys. But anyway, in regard, I do regret getting this. I should have got the Super Baja Ray. That being said, I'm not going to sell her because I think she's worth keeping now with the upgrades. Beforehand, yeah, I should have got that Super Baja Ray. But I am planning on getting a low seat. I've made a promise to myself, as you guys know. I've told you in one of my videos that I'm now back at uni doing my last year. So once I've done my studies in April and I've passed, I'm going to treat myself to a low seat DBXL3, so a true 1/5 monster. So I can't wait to get that. So yeah, that's pretty much it, guys. I've read everything off that I wanted to say. I'm very, very disappointed, Traxxas. I don't know how you can make something like the X-Max, where I've literally threw it off mountains and it hasn't broke. And then you make cars like these, and especially the Rustlers, where they do a foot jump and the shock caps pop off. Right guys, I'm gonna have to go. I'll see you on the next one. Stabbing.